Alrighty, we are live. First one here. How did that happen? Hey, Just John, how's it going? Just gonna wait for a couple people to join us here. I've got something fun planned for us, so it should be a fun live tonight. Haven't gone live since I think it was February 27th. Before we were gonna go, before we were gonna go on the trail with my mom. Do like a section hike with her. So, yeah, happy to be back here. Ooh. My ring light just fell. Hold on 1 second. That was crazy. All right, I'm back here. And a couple updates to the Dower household here. We have quadrupled our dog count since the last live. We have 4 dogs now. Let me explain a little bit why. We didn't just go out to a shelter and just get a bunch of dogs. Jerry, you guys all know Jerry. He's our blind, deaf dog, Jerry. Then we have my friend who's staying with us, Kelsey, and she's about to move to Denver. Exciting news. But she has 2 dogs, 2 large dogs, very cute. Huxley and Harper, very cute dogs. Very furry, black fur, very furry. So we have them 2. And then, since my mom's on the Appalachian Trail, somebody need to watch her dog, Lily. If you guys have ever seen, I don't know if my mom's ever put a video of Lily in one of her videos, but we have Lily as well. So you might hear some barking, some clicking, maybe a little whining, but we're gonna have fun. So yeah, that's why we have 4 dogs now. All right, let's see here. Hey, 442 Kid, Wow Woof, Michigan, nice. J-Man J39, what's up? And William, good afternoon from Tennessee, nice. Hey, Julie, how's it going? How are you doing? Nice to see you on. Yeah, so like I said, haven't been on since the 27th of February, so it's been a little bit. I wasn't telling a lot of people. Celia, will you be discussing your drawing? Celia asks, I'm talking to Jonathan over here too. He's the one I'm looking at. Celia asked if I would discuss my drawing. Yes, I will be discussing my new passion. If you missed, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check my either my Instagram right here, or I think I put it on my community tab too. It's just a little April Fool's joke. It was fun. So yeah, so I told everyone essentially, you can go see the drawing, but I told everyone essentially that I would not be continuing ultra marathons. Instead, I would pursue drawing, and at that time I drew the literal worst and scariest drawing I've ever drawn in my life. Hey mama, how's it going? Looking for advice on a good battery bank for my iPhone while hiking overnight. I use an Anker, Anker, and I think I use the 10,000. Me and Jonathan used it on the AT. It lasted for us. We never ran out of power between the 2 of us. And then, as you guys know, to edit my videos, I brought my iPad. Crazy, I know. I didn't have an iPhone back then, so if I did, I probably would have edited on my phone. But it was so easy to work on the iPad. But to say all that, we powered iPad and 2 phones off a Anker 10,000, I think it was. So never ran out of power. Perfectly happy with that. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, April Fool's joke. Go check my community tab. It was a good time. Anyway, so today I just jumped on the phone with my mom because she is in Gatlinburg right now. She is through hiking the Appalachian Trail, and she is in Gatlinburg. So she got to Klingman's Dome, which is mile 200 on the trail. She has been out there for 27 days. She'll be able to tell us because I will be interviewing her today and asking her all about her hike so far and just discussing the trail. And Mama Lily is good. She is a little bit annoying. She's a little annoying, but that's okay. Lily, she's overall a good dog. It's just different from Jerry, who doesn't need much attention at all. Lily's the complete opposite. If there's a spectrum, Jerry's over here or over here on the attention scale, and Lily's over here. So very different dogs. Just getting used to that. A 10K will last you several days if all you are charging is an iPhone. I charge my iPhone, InReach, and headlamp on a 10K on a 3-day outing. All the time. For longer stuff, I'll take a 20K. Yeah, that's fine advice too. Depends on how much you charge as well, or how much you use your phone. If you keep it on airplane mode while you're hiking, that will help conserve your power. Also, put it on battery saving mode. That will also help. And if you don't need to use it and you're worried about power, just don't use your phone. All right, so I'm going to introduce my mom. Her name on the trail is Omi, and we will be able to talk to her today. So everyone welcome Omi. Hey, Mom, how's it going?
Great.
All right, great. And everyone, let me know if you can hear her all right. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Let's do a sound check. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you can hear both of us okay. Mom, can you give us a little introduction?
My name is Omi, and I am Tara's mom. I'm super proud of her and Jonathan. And I want to say that Lily is not annoying. She is a sweet little girl, and everybody misunderstands her. So take it with a grain of salt that she's annoying. The other thing is, I use that's my girl, Lily. But the other battery bank that I'm seeing out here on the trail is the night core. So it's a little bit smaller and thinner, and I'm not sure if it's a 10,000 or 20,000 what it is, but a lot of people are using night cores as well.
All right, that's great. That's awesome advice. Isn't that what your headlamp is too?
My headlamp is a night core, but I do not have a night core battery bank. But if I had to replace my battery bank, which I do not, I have a 10,000, and I may charge it once a day, and I never run out of power. So the Anchor is good enough for me, but I just wanted to also mention that.
Yeah, put out another option. That's great. Yeah, so I guess just tell us a little bit about where you are on the trail and I guess where you are currently. And it's kind of funny, the duality of, where you were yesterday and where you are today. So tell us a little bit about that and let's get started with where you are currently.
Yesterday, we left the Double Spring Gap shelter. It was very cold, and we had 3 miles, roughly 3 miles, to get to the top of Klingman's Dome and to meet up with our ride that was coming back to Gatlinburg. And we got up there. It was a great day. It was a beautiful morning. It was cold. We took lots of pictures and everything. We got up there. And as you got closer and closer to Klingman's Dome, more and more people. So you're literally walking from this quiet forest with birds chirping and silence. silence to like back into reality within, a mile. And it was just, for me, it was sensory overload. That was. Then we walked up the dome, which was really cool, and then walked down to the parking lot to catch our ride. But when I got to Gatlinburg, I was talking to Tara's Jonathan, or Sheriff, and he was texting me, and he's like, "What do you think about Gatlinburg?" And I'm like, "It is sensory overload. It is like literally like it was like going from one polar opposite to another. It was just too much for me. So I'm going to be very happy to go back to the woods tomorrow."
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that happens, so quickly. I think there's two things going on there. Like it is a little, it's a little much going into towns in general as a thru hiker, but also you're dealing with Gatlinburg, which me and Jonathan call hillbilly Myrtle Beach, because, or like, yeah, like mountain person Myrtle Beach, because it's just, there's so much. There's like Guinness World Record things. It's like there's a bunch of carnies. They're like talking at you with like mics and whatnot. There's a lot going on. It's a little much at times. Yeah. So are you enjoying the Smokies so far? Because I know that was something that you were nervous about, that you were talking about just to me and Jonathan. But I know in your coming videos, and that'll come up. So yeah, how are you enjoying the Smokies?
So let me just say hi to Bonnie, because Bonnie is one of my biggest supporters. She always gives me so much feedback on my channel, my YouTube channel, and she's always been so kind to me. So hi, Bonnie. Thank you so much. But
Hi, Bonnie.
but yeah, I mean, I am scared to death of the Smokies, to be completely honest. And the reason why I think I'm afraid of the Smokies is that it's so remote. And that's part of the beauty with the Smokies as well, is that it's remote. So it's you can get off if you have to. You would take like a side trail or something down to a road or whatever, but it's not going to be easy because the Smokies is not easy. It's hard, but it's beautiful, and it's quiet, and it's remote, and all those things are make it so wonderful, but it also scares me to death. So even when I started the Smokies, I was frightened of the Smokies. And I was lucky enough to be able to meet another hiker who has a YouTube channel. And she's not here right now, or she might come in a few minutes, and y'all get to meet her as well. But we both lost a hiking partner along the way. Jonathan and Tara went home, and then I had a hiking partner that also went home. So I was by myself. She also lost her hiking partner who went home for something that she needed to do. So we both decided to do the Smokies together. So yeah.
That's great. And yeah, I'm glad you have a hiking partner. That worked out almost perfectly.
It worked well.
Yeah, and Lori seems really cool.
Yeah.
I've only watched a couple of her videos. I need to watch a lot more. Give me 1 second, because Lily's actually barking at me for attention. So I'm gonna put her in her cage real quick and be back. 1 second.
So I want yes. The Gatlinburg, crazy. I mean, it's too much. It's just the people are just so full and hard. It's for me.
Are you talking about Gatlinburg?
Yes. Hiker, but don't be afraid of the Smokies. I live in Gatlinburg. Be afraid of Gatlinburg.
That's funny. Yeah, Gatlinburg's a interesting place for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So, you're at mile 200. What?
Yay,
Yay!
200.
Yay! That's a lot of miles. Is there anything that you've, looking back at like your first couple days, is there anything that you've learned, like any significant lessons that you've learned since being out there, looking back at like the last 200 miles?
Um, I've learned that, I mean, there's a lot of things I've learned. You learn a lot. I mean, you learn practical things like how to, if you're having difficulties with your tent, you have to learn how to deal with that yourself, or how to conserve your food. Or in my case, I'm having trouble with food in terms of like, I'm not really hungry. I'm going through I'm trying different things to to eat more, because I'm not eating enough, and I recognize that, so I'm not eating enough. So I'm trying out a lot of different things, but I'm also learning things like in terms of empowerment. So like empowerment, like if you want to do this, you can do this. And I went out on the trail. I trained before I went out on the trail. I've always been a walker. I've always enjoyed to hike, but I've never done anything to this extent. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it's a wonderful experience. And you learn a lot about yourself and other people, and your environment, and what your body can take, what it can't take. And you just learn a lot. So there's every day you learn something, and it's a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I was telling Jonathan how just comparing like my experience hiking alone and like what you've done so far. And I was just saying, like, I felt the things that mom, like you, felt out there, like the similar things of feeling lonely when I was out there in 2017. But the thing about me is that I left trail. I wasn't like mentally prepared. And I feel
Mhm.
like all of my nagging and stuff, but also just like your own personality, I feel like it does really well on the trail, and like your mental fortitude is really impressive. I'm super impressed by it. I mean, there's not a lot of people that can do a through hike solo, and you're doing it, and you're doing so well.
Well,
Well,
I
I
I just feel like, you either you do it or you don't. And some people can't do it for whatever reason it is, and that's okay. But if I'm going to for me personally, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability for however long it is to be out there. And I may get discouraged, and I might be, if you watch my YouTube channel, I did a video on how lonely I was, because I am almost 60 years old. Don't necessarily fall into a lot of the demographics out there. There's a lot of um, like older men. There's a lot of younger females and males, but and there are a good handful of older females, but because there's so little of the older females out there, we're spread out. So to get us all together in one spot is not really feasible, or it doesn't happen, because we've started all at different times. So there's definitely older females out there, but there's not um, a ton of them. So at least who I was hiking around. So I found myself being kind of lonely for and part of it was the fact that I had lost my hiking partner, and Tara and Jonathan went home, and I was just trying to push forward, but I was I was lonely. I didn't have anybody to talk to at night, and I was just lonely. So
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. That was sad, but it also, watching your videos has really shifted. I saw my through hike through my eyes and through the people I was hiking around, like their experience. But watching your videos, your daily videos that you do, I'm experiencing the trail in a new way, and it's interesting. I'm also learning a lot too about those demographics that I've never really thought about on the trail too. And that made me think too, because some people out there, it's like either like they really don't want to like be around people, and you can tell pretty quickly when they don't want to talk or whatever. But there are people out there that are really looking for community, um I wasn't always the best about this. Some days I was just tired, but it really opens my eyes to like, I should include more people that I see on their own, and just at least throw out the invitation, because I'm somebody who will talk to anybody on trail. So just throwing out that invitation, like, you want to eat lunch or dinner with us, would be, I'm sure that would be helpful.
yeah, or just it doesn't take a lot. It's just something like you know asking them questions, like just sitting down, like everybody kind of sits down together during when the day is done, um but it's just like include everybody in the conversation, and so just include everybody, and how was your day, and it just doesn't take a lot, but just be inclusive and friendly, and sometimes you know somebody might need help hanging a bear bag. Don't just ignore them. Just, can I help you? Or do you want to hang your bag with my bag? Or whatever it is, but just trying to be inclusive, and trying to be, not that people weren't inclusive. And I'm not saying that older women shouldn't go out and hike this hike, because you might feel like what I'm feeling. What I'm feeling is what I was feeling, and I'm not putting that on anybody else. But I feel like it was probably a combination of a lot of things, not having, my loved ones around me, and all of that stuff. But it was also just in general being out there by myself, hiking by myself every single day for weeks. And then until I found people that I was, and it takes a while, at least it did for me, that you're constantly hiking around. I found that probably in the last week is where I found um, a number of people that I'm constantly hiking around now.
Yeah, and that's can you hear me all right, by the way? I just
Yeah.
Okay. There's somebody who's talking about the echo. So I've been muting it, but I think this should help. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, in the Smokies you kind of meet up with a lot of people, like you were saying on the phone today when we were talking. You just kind of naturally meet up with people because you're sort of shelter. You have to shelter hop, really. And so we met a lot of people on trail in the Smokies. We didn't stick with them. We already had like our trail family, but we definitely were hiking around the same people every day. We have a couple questions here on the side. I'm gonna ask you some questions. So this is from Becca Easley. She says, "What's the best animal or plant you've seen so far?"
So I haven't seen many animals, to be honest. I don't want to see a bear. I asked my hiking partner today, like, do are are you anti seeing a bear, or are you for seeing a bear? I don't want to see a bear. It would scare me. Um, the only animal that I've heard birds. I've heard a woodpecker, and I've seen like the weirdest colored squirrel. It was like half black, half brown, and it almost looked mangy. So those are the only animals that I've really seen. I haven't even seen a deer.
I love.
And as my mother would tell you, I don't know enough about plants to tell you what I'm looking at on plants.
I could hear her voice now. Her voice saying it right now. I love that part in that video. I think it was yesterday. You posted a video and you're like, "Oh, do you hear that bird? This is the first time I'm hearing a bird."
Yeah, yeah,
I thought that was hilarious.
yeah.
All right, so I mean, I guess what is an animal? One animal that is on your like bucket list to see. You want me to name some animals that we saw?
So I would like to see a moose.
Ooh, that's
But
more
from far away.
dangerous. Yeah, that's more
But
dangerous
from
than a
far away.
bear.
I
Okay.
don't want to see I don't want to see a moose up close, but I would like to see a moose. Maybe see a moose across a pond would be good. So I would love to see a moose.
Yeah, definitely a moose from afar. We saw two. Well, we saw three, but a baby and a mama from across the pond, and then at the very end of our thru hike, we saw a big moose, but it was like a boulder was blocking us, so I was like, this is comfortable. All right, just John. He says, here's a question a gentleman isn't supposed to ask, but I'm thinking about when I'm going to be able to get to do my own hike. Do you mind telling us how old you are and how age affects your hike, besides the things that you've already mentioned before?
So I am 59. I will be 60 in July. And age really hasn't, I mean, of course, you know, we at 60 years old, we have more aches and pains than say Tara's age. Like when I first started, my hips would ache a lot. Because I think of the weight of the pack, you know, it's on your shoulders and it's on your hips. Um, and then my knees would bother me as well. But I've found that as I'm moving forward in my hike, my hips don't hurt anymore, and my knees will hurt when there's more like rain in the air. So maybe it's some arthritis in there as well. But as I'm moving along, I'm getting less and less aches and pains. So it's good.
That's great to hear. Yeah, I remember when we did our section hike from Max Patch to Hot Springs, your hips were killing you. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. All right. So, do you find yourself hiking faster now that you've been on trail for a while?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's great.
And I find the good thing is one of the, I made a bucket list before I went out on the trail, and one of my things was to hike up a mountain without stopping. And when I'm hiking up the mountain now, it's not that I'm not stopping, but I'm stopping for an abbreviated period of time. So I'm getting shorter and shorter with my stops and shorter with the time that I'm taking during a stop.
Yeah, that's great.
Good.
I mean, even when I was out there the first 5 days with you, you stopped like a fine amount. It wasn't like you were stopping a lot. It was really, honestly, I don't know why I would lie about this, because you were just like cruising through. All of that stair stepping you did really paid off, I
Yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm.
Mama says practicing being out on the trail alone, pitching a tent, etc. helps a lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, practicing with all your gear, and it, you know, it like you get a lot of advice before you go out on the trail for sure, and you have to kind of take some of it with a grain of salt, but go out there in your tent, even if it's in your backyard, and pitch it in the rain. Because like I went out there and my mom is on here, and we was on the trail, and I hadn't been on the trail for very long. I was by myself, and I came on Blue Mountain, which is just before I forget what the name of that gap is. But anyway, Blue Mountain, beautiful, absolutely beautiful day. I knew it was supposed to rain that night. So I got there, ate dinner, pitched my tent. Everything was great. Got in my tent. Everything was fine until the wind picked up. And the rain started just howling in. I lost 2 stakes that I had, in the ground, and water was just gushing into my tent. And I didn't have one thing dry. I was soaked through. My tent was soaked through. My quilt was soaked through. My sleeping, everything was soaked through. And I was so lucky that my mom lives a little more than an hour away, and I called her at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and she picked up, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I just need you to come. I'm soaked through. I need you to come and get me, because I can't." Like, it was like a recipe for hypothermia. And she came and got me, brought me back home. We dried everything out, and the next day I was on the trail. But my point is, like, if you went out in your backyard, in the pouring rain, in your tent, practicing setting it up, that you wouldn't have those issues out on the trail. So, yes.
Yeah, practicing in those different conditions is very key, because you're going to experience it on the trail. If you want to thru hike, you're going to experience it, and it's just better to have preparation. Can you, is it all right if we meet Lori back there?
Yes. So Lori just came in, and I'm going to scoot over. You want to bring a chair over? So Lori, her trail name, let's go over this way. So her trail name is
sorry. I'm trying to make you all bigger. There we go.
This is Lori, but her YouTube channel is Just Try, right?
Just Try Hikes.
Just Try Hikes.
Yeah.
And she is my hiking partner.
Yay!
Yay! Well, Lori, it's nice to, well, I already met you, but it's nice to see you again.
You also.
And Donna, my previous hiking partner, is on.
Oh, is she? Oh, hey, Donna.
Miss you, Donna.
Hey, Donna. Lori, so real quick, my mom told me that you want to see a bear. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
What's your draw to see a bear?
I don't know. I just, you're trekking all those miles. You want to see stuff, just to have the memories and to be able to share stories and like that. So
yeah,
I just don't want to see a rattlesnake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. 2 things. It's kind of crazy how instantly, like, I haven't been around a lot of rattlesnakes or a lot of like snakes, but it's crazy how your brain, you're like walking and you just see it instantly. It's just like, oh, there's a snake. And you see it kind of like right in time. And it's that happened on trail so many times. It's just like, oh, there's a snake. And then it's something about, I don't know if there's anyone in the comments that could like put some words to that, but for some reason it's like our brain just like triggers when we see that. And then also with the bear, my first thru hike, or my first section hike I did in 2014, I saw a bear, like 2 babies and a mama bear, like sprint across a trail. And then I didn't see another bear until I think it was our like thru hike. I want to say we were in New Jersey. So it was like a really long time until I saw another one.
Well,
I think
you
so.
also saw I was just telling Lori the other day about how you called me one time. You were on a hike, and I forget when it was, but you called me to tell me that you saw like a bear just wandered right through your camp.
I forgot about that one. That one was in 2017, and I was in Pennsylvania, and yeah, he just kind of like went right on by, just checking out the place. Yeah, I forgot about that one, and I'm sure there's a couple other I'm forgetting too, but those were the memorable ones. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't remember that guy.
Oh, wow.
He was a real casual bear. I just want to say hi to Susie, and then look at a couple other questions here. So yeah, for channel purposes, see, I'm kind of behind on the comments, but mom is Omi AT Adventure, and I'll put that down here in this little green box. And then Lori is Just Try Hikes for anyone that is interested in following their adventures. Both are doing daily. Lori, I saw your channel. You're doing daily as well?
I'm trying to, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. Let's catch up on a couple. Last chance. I don't know why your comments keep getting deleted. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm just as new to this live thing as all of y'all. I still sometimes don't know what I'm doing. Adventures of Pineapple Shortcake says, Omi, you look fantastically happy. That's exciting.
I am very happy.
You do look very happy. Hiker Biker Klutz, is the Dourdo gonna go out to do another section? Eventually. I think we want to when she gets closer to Virginia for sure. We love the Virginia section. Let's see. So we already kind of answered this one from Lucinda Tornis. I think that's your name. But on here it says, what is something new you have learned, recognized about yourself while on the AT so far? And Mom, you already kind of alluded to that. Could you tell us your answer? And then Lori, do you mind? Also, if you want to share, you're more than welcome. I'm just asking questions. But if you both want to share your answers, that would be awesome.
So the thing that I've learned about myself is that I'm stronger than I thought I was. And I am, well, let's just suffice. I'm stronger than I think I am. And I think everybody is. And don't ever say that you can't do something, that it's always possible. And all you have to do is go out there, put your mind to it, and start hiking if that's your thing, hiking. And yours?
Yeah, for me, I think what I found out that is surprising me is that I kind of like hiking by myself somewhat. I like being around someone, knowing that I'm going to be with someone at the end of the day or talking to them throughout the day. But I don't mind like just being by myself, and I don't mind. I don't listen to music. I don't listen to podcasts. I just don't. I'm quiet, and that really surprises me. Really does surprise me.
Yeah, that is it's kind of something similar to what Jonathan learned as well when he was out there. There's a point where he just stopped listening to anything and just was on the trail. And you'd find him a lot hiking on his own, even though we were just married and we had a bunch of friends out there. He was hiking on his own a lot and just really enjoying the peace and quiet and just a trail just by himself. And we would get apart by at least, no more than a mile, but it was just something he enjoyed doing.
Yeah, we're like, we hike similar speeds. She's much faster than I am on the uphill, and so it's always like I don't need to be on top of her as well. Like we're okay, but there are times where, you know, I'll just look behind. If I'm in the lead, I look behind, make sure at least I can see the color of her jacket, like is like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is, you know, close enough that I can see her. But I just, you know, we both just keep cruising, and that's just fine.
Yeah.
And if there's a section that I like, if I'm ahead and if I feel like, oh, it's a little sketchy, I might like slow it down to make sure that I know that, you know, she's going to make it through. We're going to make it through okay, you know, together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I know I'm feeling good about Mom having a hiking partner through the Smokies. I know that was something you were nervous about, so just personally, thank you.
You're welcome. I like her as my partner too.
Oh, good. So we do have a couple questions. Somebody wants to know how they can get in contact with you about Trail Magic. And Shaibi, if you want to, if you're still on, if you want to go ahead and scan the Instagram QR code with your camera in the, I think it's for y'all, the left-hand corner. You can message me and then I can put you in contact with either of them and see if that's something they would like. So if you want to do that, I can get you guys in contact.
Is great. Shaibi is another one of my followers that is always so supportive and always says the nicest things, and always and Susie also. Susie is on here, and they both are just always so supportive, and I appreciate it so much.
That's great. Mama says there's a black bear in Cherry Log.
Of course, because her neighbor across the street attracts them.
There's a lot of people on right now just saying hey, and Backpacking Bible's on as well.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
We love that Bible.
Yeah, she's great.
She's I think Backpacking Bible, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but she is going to be starting a flip-flop in May, I believe.
That's great. Yeah. I was wondering when she was going to get on. Let's see. Oh yeah, Shaibi said I'll be here in about 2-ish weeks. All right. I just quickly scanned the comments. So, but Shaibi, yeah, if you email me at Dower DOWER family 2018, that would be great. All right. So, as far as the future goes, what place on the trail are you looking forward to in the next, let's say 500 miles, because you can get really far on the trail. 500 miles like is our limit. So what is the area, the piece of trail, the town that you're looking forward to?
After Hot Springs, between Damascus.
Yeah, for me, I tend to look ahead in shorter sections. It makes it more like bearable for me to kind of like just focus on a shorter section. So for me, I'm looking for Hot Springs. I think that's going to be my next woohoo Hot Springs. And I'd like to take advantage of the Hot Springs.
I used to, you probably know, my mom's probably told you, but I used to work there and went to the Hot Springs once. It was very much worth it. You're going to love it there. It's just so cool to walk through town too. It's like, I've walked to town. I've walked to Hot Springs.
Wow. Cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to get there.
Mom, how about you? Are you looking forward to Hot Springs?
I am looking forward to Hot Springs. I am. That is what is you know, getting out of the Smokies and getting to Hot Springs. Super familiar with Hot Springs because I used to go and visit Tara when she was there managing the hostel, and it's a sweet little town and full of very friendly people who are willing to help you, and it's a great place to relax. And I'm hoping that the trailer is open.
They're open. Nahamsha sent me a picture of her there the other
Okay.
day. So it is open.
So I'd like to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any trail foods that you have just been loving out there? And what's something that you've realized that you do not like to eat on trail? Or if there's not anything, we can move on.
I think for me, my big thing right now is hot tamales.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have my hot tamales throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Things I don't like to eat. I'm not really a big fan of ramen, but I'll eat it.
Okay. Mom?
Yeah. I'm to be honest, I am having trouble eating. And I'm having trouble eating. My, third mother over here is like, are you going to add chicken to that? No, I don't want chicken I don't want to have ramen with chicken in it, but she's doing it in a loving way. But
well, can I pause you real quick? What do you mean by third mother?
Because my mother, Linda, I have my mother, Linda, and then I have my daughter, Tara, my little trail mother, who is, if I don't push the button on my spot tracker, like she's texting me like, where are you? Like, is everything okay? So she's my little mother. And then now I have Lori as well.
And I have been saying, do I need to say something to Tara?
Yes. Do I need to tell Tara?
Oh.
But I have not been loving a whole lot of food, and I have to do better in that department. And I did try to keep that in mind on my food today, and this is my food bag, and it's way too heavy. So, so we'll see how I do.
Well, I mean, I always say this, you never want to save weight when it comes to food or water. You want to save weight in other departments, but if you're not going to eat the food, then it's just dead weight. But I am happy your food bag looks nice and full.
It is nice and full compared to Lori's food bag. My food bag is, I'm gonna be trudging uphill tomorrow.
Yeah. So if anyone in the comments who's watching or watching at a later date, if you have any recommendations for Omi out there for different meals that she can eat. I know you've gotten a couple recommendations from your videos, but if there's anything, if you also have trouble eating and you found some that works, please comment.
Part of my problem is that I'm such a picky eater. I'm a super picky eater. I don't like to combine foods, and I don't like the texture of some foods, and I don't like mixing certain things together. So I'm the worst case eater out here. I'm really really bad, and I admit it, and I'm trying really hard. So
do the backpacker meals, do you enjoy those? Are those something that you've been liking?
I did, but I'm having trouble with backpacker meals because they're not hydrating fast enough.
Yeah.
So I'm starving, and I'm getting there and pour hot water. Well, okay, I'm not starving. I'm lukewarm hungry. And then I add water to it, but it's not hydrating the food fast enough. And then I get frustrated, and I eat part of it, and then I throw the rest of my garbage back.
Oh, and that's so heavy too, those meals, when they're hydrated too, they're so heavy to carry. So yeah, I feel your pain there. Yeah. That would be a funny trail name, lukewarm. We could call you lukewarm Omi. Yeah, so you have a couple recommendations coming in here, but first we'll ask, well, let me go over these recommendations. Do you like mashed potatoes? Is that something you like? Because Just John says you could do instant mashed potatoes with a healthy dose of crumbled bacon.
That sounds delicious if it was a real potato.
Mom.
I'm sorry. Like, everybody just know I'm trying really hard, but I don't like instant mashed potatoes.
Oh, well, you just got to bring the potatoes out there in your peeler.
Like taste of them.
Now, see, one of the things that I really like right now is the loaded baked potato instant with the Walmart pulled pork package, the bomb.
Ooh, that sounds really good. That sounds amazing.
It is really good.
Yeah, the why did Mom, do you still have cheese out there? Are you still doing cheese? Because it's still cold, right? You can bring your cheese.
So I did cheese. Like, this is gonna be a whole thing on my eating. Like, I brought cheese and salami, and
You did eat that.
I did eat it, but then it started to go a little bad, and then I had like a problem. Let's not go into detail on the trail. And so, like, now I'm like anti-cheese and anti-salami.
All right. Yeah, we don't need to go into details. We can all imagine what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess if anyone has any recommendations, definitely shout them out for a picky eater. We can get some going on here. We can figure some out for you, Mom. Let's see. Oh yeah, somebody Susie said New York bagels and cream cheese.
Yeah.
That's good. You could keep cream cheese for a while.
Or butter.
Butter, yep. Butter would be great. Butter, that's got a lot of calories. Also, just adding olive to everything. You got to make sure it's in a nice, secure package because if it opens, all your stuff is just oily. Yeah. But I know just adding a little bit of olive oil to your foods will give you a lot of good calories as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we had somebody out the other day in our shelter that I think it was another woman that we're hiking with. Her name is
Devilback.
No. That we're hiking with. Snails It.
Snails It. Yes.
Snails It?
Her name is Snails It.
Ew, gosh, that's the worst name. Snails It?
Well, it's not, because she's a slow hiker, but she gets it done at the end of the day. So she used to hike.
Oh, I thought you said zit, like ZIT, like snail zit.
No. Snails It.
I like that. I get it.
Used to hike with somebody who was Nails It, and now she hikes with so she hikes much slower. She love her, but she will start a good hour and a half before us.
That's fine. She snails it every time. That's all you need.
With us.
You just need a snails it.
Yeah, she snails it. But anyway, we were sitting around the eating, and this guy, I think it was Patriarch, he had brought olive oil with him. And she's like, "Is that olive oil?" And he said, "Yeah, it adds calories."
Yeah, putting a little olive oil would be great for you, I think, just making sure it's nicely packaged. Mm-hmm. Adventures of Pineapple Shortcakes. I'm sorry I can't get to everyone's comments. If I did that, I did that one live stream and I just read the comments for like 10 minutes. So sorry I can't get to everyone, but I'm just going to bring up a couple. Adventures of Pineapple Shortcakes brings up a good point about cold soaking while you're setting up camp, like cold soak and then start heating it up. That will help, like just putting it in your pot and putting it in water and letting it soak up a little bit and then heating it up will help.
Ramen.
Yeah, ramen.
Yeah.
But I know I've seen people do that on other videos. So that was a good point. but you still heat it up. It's still a hot meal. You just kind of soak it a little longer. Um, you'd be surprised how long salami and cheese lasts, even in warm weather. Just John doesn't have the same problems,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Mom, you don't like hummus, do you? Have you ever tried it?
I've tried hummus. It's good. I'm not in love with it, but I could do it.
Yeah, hummus is great. It's got a lot of calories.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Aw, pineapple shortcakes and backpack and Bible want to meet up. That's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff says snails it. All right. No, I think it was more people than just me thought it was snails it.
Nailed it. Probably the way I said it.
Yeah, so and just John just affirms the olive oil too, so that would just be good. And it makes it a little like richer too. Your food's just a little more rich as well. But we don't have to make this all about your eating habits. All 27 all and the three of them to decipher what to do with your nutrition. We don't have to do that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. You have 3 mothers that will.
I'm so lucky.
Oh, well, is there anything that you guys want to tell everyone on right now? Is there any last remarks? Because we're nearing the end.
Your channel.
Oh, channel. I have the channels down here. Just try hikes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something funny.
Uh-oh.
So the other day I have my screen is biometric to open it, and I couldn't get it to open with my finger, and I figured out that my finger was so dirty. That's why it wouldn't open my screen.
It had a dirt film on it. I think.
That's when she went down and she brought back filtered water, and she's like, okay, ladies, here's like, what are those things that you gave us?
Sea to Summit leaf hand soap or whatever.
Yeah.
Wash our hands. Good.
I
afterwards
did.
It was like, clean hands.
It was so funny. I was like, why isn't this thing working?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, probably because my finger's so dirty.
That's so funny. Mom, do you have any funny stories?
Funny stories. No, I don't really have any funny stories. I probably could think of a few after I get off, but practice your bear hangs.
Aw. Well, Lori, do you know how to bear hang?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. It's a match made in heaven.
Yes, I do.
Do you guys, here's another question. Do you guys feel like hiker trash yet? Dirt finger and all?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm in my frog togs.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I feel really good.
Yeah, like that's always fun. And it was the other day was kind of like I felt like a little like a little weird because we came up to Klingman's Dome and Lori goes, yay, 200 miles. And she was just we were all so proud. And everybody started clapping. Like, it was like, oh my gosh. Like, but you're walking with this giant backpack and you're filthy dirty and you smell like blech. And it was like all these people are like, yay, 200 miles.
I love that. When we finish the hike, there's a line to take pictures with the Katahdin sign because so many people do it as a day hike. There's so many people there. We literally cut this long line of people and just went right for the sign and just took it over. And people were like, what? And then like one lady was like, they thru hiked or whatever. And then a bunch of people just started clapping. And then one lady handed me a bag of carrots.
Congratulations on your thru hike. Nothing says congratulations on your thru hike like a bag of carrots.
Yeah. And I was like, you see in some of the photos, I'm like holding the bag of carrots. I'm like, yeah, in my Katahdin ensign, like carrots. Yeah. Well, it's been great to catch up with you, Mom, and great to meet and talk with you more, Lori. And guys, if you do want to follow their journeys, they both post daily videos on YouTube. Lori is Just Try Hikes on YouTube, and my mom, Debbie, is Omi's AT Adventure, and it's down here at the bottom. So
it might be just Omi AT Adventure.
Oh,
So,
is it?
no, it might not have an S in it.
Oh, let me check that real quick. It is, yes. No, Mom, it's Omi's.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
What is this thing? What is that?
Is it apostrophe?
Yes, apostrophe.
Okay.
Yeah, Omi's AT Adventure. At least that's what I see here. But yeah, if you guys want to follow them, they do post daily videos and they're so entertaining. And I'm loving that you guys are hiking together. It's so exciting. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, guys. We will catch up soon.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right.